Meet Watari now, a 16-year-old high school student who pretty much always ends up turning down after-school activities because he's got to look after his little sister. Of course, that just makes others brand him as a siscon, which isn't exactly great for his reputation. Luckily, Watari's closest friend at this new high school, Tokui, isn't as judgy as the others. Being pretty close to his own family, he gets that Nao's just got to be responsible for his sister since it's just them in the family now. Tokui isn't the only one, though, because Watari's crush, Ishihara, knows all about his situation, too. Even now, she's super accepting of him, turning down her invitation to a committee meeting about the school's flower bed. Watari, of course, feels guilty about it, but Ishihara makes it clear that she understands and is totally cool with it. Since they live close to each other, she promises to drop off the notes from today's meeting at his place and walks off. That night, Watari sits with his 10-year-old sister, Suzu, as they eat the omurice he whipped up for dinner. After talking a bit over the meal, Watari is doing the dishes when their aunt walks in to hand him their monthly allowance, plus some extras since they didn't get Suzu a gift for her birthday a little while ago. Said aunt is actually the owner of this house, though Watari has no clue how she's so loaded when she never leaves her room for anything at all. The next morning, Watari's helping Suzu with her hair when something she says reminds him about their parents. Tragically, both of them passed away 2 years ago, leading to Watari and Suzu having to leave their home in Shinsu to be passed from one relative to the next. It's only a month ago that they finally found some stability here with their aunt in a Tokyo suburb. After getting them both ready, Watari walks Suzu to school on their way to his own. While they're walking, Watari tells Suzu to think of a present she'd like for her birthday by the end of the day. Whatever it is, he'll do his best to make it happen. That day at school, Watari's talking to Tokui when his friend mentions a super cute transfer student in the next class to theirs. Unknown to Tokui, Watari recognizes the name of Tachibana Satsuki, and he's less than happy about it. That same day, Watari's on his way home from school when he spots Satsuki stalking him, although it's pretty openly, so I guess it's more following and less stalking. Either way, the chick seems pretty obsessed with him, so Watari eventually stops and turns around to confront her. As it turns out, he remembers Satsuki from 6 years ago, when they used to be friends in his family neighborhood in Shinshu. And for whatever reason it sounds like from what he's saying, Satsuki destroyed their family garden there 6 years ago, and he's still mad about it. Pretty sure he's the petty one here for all that, but alright. Anyways, after shamelessly admitting that she's been following him around since the first day she transferred here, and not just today, Satsuki tells him she needs to talk to him about something important. However, when Watari just turns her down, Satsuki pouts at him and asks why he's so mean now when he used to be so nice. Hesitantly, Watari lets out his real feelings, telling her that she's the one who just disappeared out of nowhere. Realizing she's going to have to go even harder to get through, Satsuki catches Watari in a chokehold and tells him she won't let go till he hears her out. Naturally, Watari accepts, only to run away the second she loosens up. Meanwhile, Suzu's walking home when she spots a family taking care of their little vegetable patch. Seeing them bring back a memory of their own family back in Shinshu, and she realizes what she wants as her birthday gift. Right as she does that, Watari comes zooming her way like he's being chased by a pack of hyenas. Or at least one. And her name's Satsuki. Without pausing for even a second, Watari just grabs Suzu and continues racing towards their home. Once they get home, Suzu reveals what she wants for her gift, only for Watari to be stumped. After all, they don't have any land to grow a garden on. Hearing Suzu's complaining from her room, their aunt pokes her head out to tell Watari she can use the backyard. Just one catch, though. He's going to have to clean out all the weeds himself. And so Watari and Suzu head out back to take a look at Jesus Christ. It's practically a jungle back there. Watari's in the middle of assuring Suzu that at least it's worth a shot when a third person enters the yard. As it would happen, Satsuki's chased Watari all the way here. With a gardening tool in hand, she steps forward to approach them, only for Watari to get the completely wrong idea. He just gets in front of Suzu protectively and yells at Satsuki to drop whatever grudge she's got and let them live their lives normally. At this point, Satsuki's had enough of Watari's assumptions and avoiding her, deciding to take a more nuclear approach. She steps right into his personal space, and with zero warning, shoves her tongue so far down his throat, she can taste the omurice from last night. As Suzu, their aunt, and Ishihara, who just came over with some notes, all watch in shock, Watari slowly passes out from a lack of oxygen. The next day, Watari is forced to deal with the consequences of that one-sided makeout. Not only does Aunt think he's a pervert, Suzu's mad at him for having a girlfriend and Ishihara has no idea what to think. Unable to do anything about the first two, he tries to explain the situation to Ishihara at school at least, only for Satsuki to show up and ruin that as well, specifically by walking up to Ishihara and using her honkers as stress balls while talking about how Watari likes them. Freaking out entirely, Watari grabs Satsuki and races up to the roof to chew her out in peace. But between the stunt just now, the kiss yesterday, and the garden crushing from way back when, Satsuki isn't the least bit guilty. Surprisingly, she instead shows Watari the gardening tool she had yesterday. She explains that the thing's from 6 years ago, and she was trying to return it. For Watari, this just digs up memories of their friendship, how fast they grew close as kids, how much they liked each other, and then how suddenly and out of nowhere, Satsuki destroyed their whole garden and disappeared from his life all in the same day. When he asks her why she did it, Satsuki just says she won't tell him. What she will do is apologize, and if he wants it, she'll do it in some pretty freaky ways too. Thrown for a loop, Watari tries to change the topic and gets mad at her for kissing him in front of Suzu instead. When he asks just why she'd do that though, Satsuki's expression becomes frustrated and angry. Before he can say anything else, she just tells him it doesn't matter if he doesn't even know and storms away. That evening, Watari's walking home in depression over the fact that Ishihara hasn't looked him in the eye all day. Already upset as he is, when he spots Satsuki holding up a lightly injured Suzu, he crashes all the way out, claiming that he'll protect her no matter what. Unfortunately, this just embarrasses the crap out of his sister, who Satsuki was actually helping after she tripped and scratched her knee. Oh, and she remembers Satsuki from back in the day now, so she's cool with them hanging out. And also, the trio walk home together where they find Ishihara waiting for Watari. To his shock, Ishihara asks him to go shopping for the school's garden tomorrow, almost as if to wingman him. Satsuki tells him that she'll help Suzu with the garden tomorrow, so he can go ahead. Though he's surprised, Watari jumps on the chance, and the two end up on a kinda not really date the next day. Unfortunately for Watari, he's too much of a wuss to actually confess his feelings, and only manages to explain that Satsuki isn't his girlfriend. When they finish up with their shopping and head outside, Watari's ambushed by Suzu, who couldn't stop herself from coming to see what he's doing without her. After Watari calms her down with a mini gardening tool he bought for her, Ishihara smiles at them and tells him she'll handle the materials from here. After thanking her, Watari heads home with Suzu, who lets it slip that Satsuki was actually the one who brought her here. Once they're home, Watari heads to the backyard while Suzu shows their aunt her new tool. When he gets back there, though, he finds Satsuki waiting to welcome him home. Her appearance dragging up feelings he's had bottled up for 6 years. Stunned, Watari unable to say much even when Satsuki teases him about the date he was on and jokes about wanting to go on one with him too. As far as Watari can tell, she's just messing with him, and he never wants to feel the way he did back then again, as if to make things even harder for him, if you catch my drift. Satsuki suddenly starts changing her clothes right out in the open, in his loud attempt to stop her out of embarrassment. However, they end up falling to the ground in an extremely sus position. And what do you know? The super strict aunt walks out to see them at that exact moment. Yeah, he's screwed.